Hey guys, today is Monday, February the 20th of 2023, and it's that time of the month where we revisit uranium spot price. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So, I'm using data all the way from like 1980 and on. And if we narrow in and just focus on, our monthly closes on spot price, you can see that we just been in a accumulation distribution phase, just pretty much going sideways. Not really going up, but not really going down. And we closed January at $50.63. So there are three cycles here. I'm going to go with the most bullish cycle. I'm going to show you all the data. The bullish cycle is the 308 cycle, which is this one right here. Kind of coincides with the peak up here. It bottomed out a little later than the November 2016. This cycle now is lined up with price action to go up. This is a forecast with probability that it will peak somewhere around or close to September around there of 2033. You got all these years. So this is the bullish one, the 308. The next one is 173, which is this one, and this is what the data is showing. This is the next one cycle, and this one kind of coincides with the peak here. This one did pick up the trough, the cycle low on November, December of 2016, and this one lines up also with price action going up. Now, what's interesting is that we are about to hit a peak somewhere around December of this year. So it peaks out here, and then this cycle goes down. Does it mean that we're going to do a final high here and then just kind of crash? No. Sometimes what happens is it goes sideways. Sometimes it pulls in and it follows the cycle. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but, most of the time it either goes down, goes sideways, or ignores it and continues going higher. So we're at a crossroad right now where there's two cycles, and I'm leaning at the 308, which is this one. This one, makes sense with all the fundamentals and everything. But if there's a curveball in the universe, this one could be it. But for some reason, we just kind of stall here or go sideways or, correct for whatever reason in this crazy world with the wars and everything going on right now, and pull back. So I wanted to show you both. And then the third one is more fractal. The fractal one is the dominant cycle, which is 46. And, it picked a peak here. Kind of got this bottom here. The swing high. This is Fukushima right here. Around there, February 2011. Went down, kind of went up. You see that it kind of went sideways here where that cycle went up. Then the cycle went down. Got this 2016 low. And cycle is up. Kind of grinding higher, sideways to higher. Then it cycles down. And now this cycle just peaked in November of, you can say November, December. And now this cycle goes down to September of 2024. So what I like to do with this 46 dominant cycle, I like to do what I call a composite cycle. So I take that one and merge it with the 308, and this is what you get. So this is the bullish forecast. Using the bigger cycle that's bullish and the dominant cycle, you can see that's not perfect. It didn't pick this low here, but the low came here because the dominant cycle is stronger. But the 46 gives you kind of what the little swings. So if there is a correction coming up, this year, January, February, March, going down, it's going to go down. If it does, it'll pull back to like August of 2024 and then continue the uptrend. Now we take out the 308 and add in the 173. So this one we know, and the reason why it looks down is because this cycle is bearish, or it peaks here and then it goes down. When you do the dominant cycle, this is the kind of price action that it's forecasting, which is a composite of both cycles. I figured I showed you, those little swings. Either way, the dominant cycle is peaking, and it's now pointing down. The 173 by itself, we're about to peak at the end of the year. And the bullish cycle, which is a 308, it's pointing up all the way to 2033. Okay, so this is my Elliott wave chart. And we can see that we made a wave 5 around 2016 of November. We have a 1, 2, 3. And I was expecting wave 4 somewhere around here, but it's been just chop mode here. Just the A accumulation distribution phase right here. But if there is a wave 4 coming down, 44.74 and 40.63 are possible wave 4 projection targets. That hasn't occurred, so we don't really have a wave 4 using the Elliott wave theory. You can see the Stokes are still kind of negative. Mind you, this is a monthly closes, so it's different. This is not daily price action. So assuming, this could be maybe a wave 4, but if there is a wave 4, those are the projection targets to the bottom. And if there is, we're going to push higher and somehow a wave 4 is here. Targets to the upside is 78, 73, and a more extreme will be pretty much $100. Mind you, we have to battle out the Fukushima high, which is 64.82. If you look at the UX2 futures, uranium futures, you know that we were very close and even kissed it with the volatility somewhere around here. This is just a close, but I believe we actually were very close and kissed it and then really pulled back. So we may have to retest that again. But if we get to close above 65, have a monthly close above 65, these price targets are very realistic and very close to happening. One thing, center of gravity, one against theory, which is 77 and change around there. That's another target that uranium spot future could find rest or kiss or just kind of stall there and then decide what it's going to do once it gets there. Show you some things here. So if we kind of focus in here a little more, let's see if I could bring this up. I got the ellipse. One of the ellipse techniques is that once price action, there we go. And here's a target too. With some date, but not really date. Just look at it as a month, August and actually January of next year. But this is a target anywhere between 60 and 61. When price action gets to the end of these things here, let me see if I get the shadows out. There we go. So March would be interesting, I guess, but the end of March, and also May, which lines up. Once price action gets, once we enter, I guess, towards the end of May, or somewhere around May and March, it's the what I call the volatility increases. So there's something that happens with price action, some news or something happens that it either explodes to the upside or explodes to the downside, or it could be the next month, since this is not daily. But it gets close, I've never tried it on the monthly, but I normally do it on the daily because that's why I kind of narrow in when things are going to get a little crazy or wonky. Let me see if I can show you an example. don't know if this is a good one. Let's see. Maybe not here because this is too. Either way, yeah. So keep an eye on for March and May. Those two, just for increased volatility, whatever happens, and we'll take it from there. Anything else? Let's see. In regards to Fibonacci, yeah, we're at the 25% holding that, and there's a 382, and the 50% is 77. So that's a target that I have right there. Once we close above Fukushima high. Okay, so here's my geometry chart. That'll be another one I'll show at the master chart, which is scale. But here's a few things that I like to look at. And you can see that that target I've been talking about, the center of gravity 50%, 77. That's my long-term forecast. Once we get there, it could continue going higher, but just taking it baby steps. That's the first target. Looking at the Andrews pitchfork, you can see that we pierced this angle and then shot right down below it. So it'll be interesting once we could regain that. Then you in that ballpark where we could just start. And this is going to take a while because this is monthly closes. But once you get there, confidence starts building up that we're in the right track and we're pushing higher and we're projecting higher, and hold that angle. Whereas of right now, from that low, it's kind of like fell off a little bit, but kind of grinding higher. But it's just, because it builds the confidence that, we're going towards the right direction. This is the Andrews adjusted by 50%. So you can see that this is the 25. We pierced it, found resistance there. And hopefully we could just regain that level right there and then continue pushing higher. And now this is, from the top, from the peak, the all-time high down. I would like to see for bullish, sentiment and bullish price action that we break away from this angle and continue pushing higher and then take out that high right here. This is going to be some strong resistance when you do this swings and put this pitchfork. So this is what I'm, have my eyes on to see how strong uranium is going to be and break out of that angle. Using the Gann speeds, the 1/4 has been great support. That 47.93, it just keeps bouncing off of it and just holding, bouncing off of it and holding. So it shows you that the 1/4 level is very, very strong. And the next one will be 77. That's the target I'm eyeing on. Got my eyes on. And I think that's it for the geometry. We're gonna go to the master chart and end this video, so we don't want to make it too long. Okay, so this is the master chart, and this one is scaled at 45. So I wanted to show you a couple of things, and probably remember this from the last video. So this is from the top, the 45. We're now peeking our head above it, so that's good. You're above this 45 angle. Again, said 45 angle is one of the strongest angles you could use in the chart, and if price action is above it, that's very bullish. If it's below, it's a little weaker, bearish. You can see that we're now peeking our head above it, so that's good. That's very good. Next thing is from the all-time low here. You see this is the 1x1, 1x2. It's found support at the 1x3 and got this nice little bounce. So we could just hold this one. We should be in good shape. You may want to test this angle right here, the 1x2. This is the 45 degrees, so this is the 1x1. So far it's going good. The yellow SMA moving average, that's the 20. I just put that there because spot price is above all the moving averages, so I figured just leave one, which is the 20. Now we get a little more fractal. Now from 45 degrees to this low, this is the one we need to get above. We could get above that angle, 45 degree right here, then you're going to be on the bullish side. Right now, you're a little on the weaker. But again, always stress the geometry side of things. And if we could close above that, our monthly close, that would be awesome. Because now you're in the bull camp. This is the bear camp. This is where it's weaker, especially from this angle from right here, which is our swing low. This is where we're working everything on upward into the future. From here, you can see that the 45 we just cracked and fell straight down and found support here. It'll take a while before we get above this one. But this one is important too, because this one is straight down the middle. And we pierced it, pulled back, and now we're above it again. So that's good. And I have one at the all-time high. I mean, not all-time high, our current high here of 2022. Excuse me. And you gotta deal with this 45 right here. Right now, we just kind of went sideways. Excuse me. A lot of gunk. And we have to close above here. So these are the two important ones at a fractal level. Get above the green one and cross over across the middle red one. And that will show me if we could close above the green one, push higher, and push up, past the 45 and the 1x2. That means that uranium is super strong and is going in the right direction. In regards to the Fibonacci ellipse, there's things that are what I call clusters. You have March right here. This is using the major scale, chromatic major scale. And you can see that March lines up here, where something comes here. For, it gets a correction when it pulls back on these. See right here, it kind of got a little bump, and then this big correction came. Somewhere around here, we picked the Fukushima high. So hopefully it's not something where it just, banks here. It just really just went down and that's it. So March, in the other videos I showed you, March was with using the ellipse. This is another, scale technique from here to here. And you can see that March is a hot month for whatever reason that may be. So keep an eye on for March. Price action, either volatility explode to the upside, or, something could happen where it just turns and go, or nothing could happen, but, or it could turn or go something. But from looking at the past price action, when these points get hit, some kind of big move happens, either fake out or pulls back and then goes sideways. There's another one there. This is the, I showed you I think it was the major. This is a minor. There's nothing there. Or maybe I have it backwards. Maybe this was a minor, then this is the major. Either or, one of these, I'm leaning more major. This is where something could happen in March. I got my eyes on. Let's see, parallel lines. You can see that we were here, and now we hit this here. So I got that there. In regards to retracements, we kissed the 61.8, then pulled back. That could be a possible target to the upside. More fractal retracements. The ellipse. Once we could get out of this ellipse circle, that's very bullish. This is scale, so this is perfectly in regards to geometry. Yep. And then from the top to the bottom of this low here, you can see that we just kind of almost fall off of it, but then climb back in. So if there was ever in the future where it pulls back down for whatever reason, a correction, once it hits this ellipse, this could be a perfect opportunity to go long on stocks. If that ever happens, I don't know if that's going to happen, but if it does, you can see how this ellipse kind of nudges it in, and it may fall off, but then it gets right back in bed. Then I got a fractal one from this low to this high here, and I would like to see it explode out of this ellipse. Advanced support, nothing there. Let's see. From these different swing points, it did actually pick out this peak right here. And the last one, there's support here, 45.12. That's it. In regards to the uranium spot price, February 2023 update. What's my thoughts and my conclusions? There's a lot of stuff happening. March and May, very hot months. What's gonna happen? I don't know. You never know with this war and all this stuff going on. But whatever does happen, you kind of have a heads up in regards to volatility and price action increasing. I'm bullish, and as long as we can make higher highs and higher lows, the game is still on. That it's going to be going up. Cycles, there's a few things concerning. Dominant cycle is peaking, actually peaked. The 173 cycle is about to peak at the end of the year, and the other big cycle is the bullish one, which I'm leaning on. So you got, the red pill and the blue pill. Either way, just follow price action and, hope for the best. But let's see, if we could at least take out this high here and continue grinding higher. Hopefully you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the uranium spot price.